as hell, man. This shit so motherfucking bright. Man, you know what? I just did a whole fucking video and it didn't even record. So guess what? I'm gonna have to do this bitch again. Okay. Let me go through here and find the cards that I had and we'll do this motherfucker again. Anyway, today is about the what was that? The Tree of Life. Remember I said that I was gonna do a little bit of reading about it, and actually there was one that stuck out to me, and it was about the Bina. The Bina has to do with the dark night of the soul, right? So with the dark night of the soul, basically, in order to ascend to the higher realms of spirituality and power and progress, you have to go through the dark night of the soul. Okay, so for those people who are out here who like that meditate a lot and they do their chakras and ground themselves and all of that, if you notice people that do that a lot, like ridiculously a lot, not even really ridiculously a lot, but those who do that and they like, you know, balance themselves out and stuff like, you know, meditate a lot, right? Basically what it's doing is it strengthens them to it strengthens them as they get ready to ascend into the, ascend. Okay, so basically the Bina has to do with the dark night of the soul, like I said, and the Bina is governed by the Archangel Zadkiel. I'm not even sure what Archangel Zadkiel is does, but basically what the vibe, the information that I did get from that was that Archangel Zadkiel was affiliated with Jophiel or Jophiel, and Jophiel was the angel of like stones and stuff like that, right? All right, so let's do this thing right quick. Hopefully I can explain it better than what I did the first time. Okay. And yeah, my face is all greasy and shit. You know why? Because I took a shower today and I put some beard balm on it. I'm trying to get this beard to be popping. My beard gonna be the shit. I'm telling you, man, my shit, I'm out of that fucking Rick Ross beard. Just, ugh. Right now it's this Walmart beard right here. It's that Amazon beard. The motherfucker don't want to grow in all the way. But damn it, is my beard. Damn it. Well, it's a little bit of a beard. It's a little bit beard. It ain't all beard, but it's a little bit beard, you know. But anyway, yeah, and okay, so basically with the dark night of the soul, okay, you got Keter, which is, crown chakra affiliated with Archangel Metatron. That's our connection to the Most High God and the God realm, okay? And then you have what is that? You have Chokmah. Chokmah has to do with divine mercy, forgiveness. It has to do with enlightenment, light, you name it, okay? In the middle, you got Dayat. The Dayat is something it's an invisible Sephiroth, okay? It's invisible because it has to do, I believe it has to do with connecting. It's just a bridge, basically, that connects two things, which is the Chokmah with the Bina, the dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul is connected with enlightenment that connects us to God, okay? So basically the way that this works is like the Bina is in the Bina you have the Archangel Zadkiel, who's over it or whatever, and Archangel was that the Grigori. Yeah, the Grigori, okay, right? So basically the way that what the Grigori do is that they are a specific choir of the Most High God that records all the things that man thinks, say, and do, okay? So that I believe that's where we get, like, when we have, like, you go see like psychics and mediums and stuff like that, and they're looking into you and they're feeling the energy and stuff off of you. If they are capable of accessing your Akashic records, I believe they are reading what was written by the Grigori. Okay, the Grigori wrote what they read, or what, or you know, relayed a message of what was, you know, in there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like those, like a stenographer. Matter of fact, a stenographer. There we go, spiritual stenographer. Okay. So also inside of the Bina are dark entities. Okay. These dark entities, they feed and dwell and thrive off of negative emotions, negative energy, like guilt, shame, all those low vibrational things. They feed on that. Okay. The way it was explained to me, the top three, like the top four really would be four, but we only counted as three. Okay. Because Dayat is really just a bridge. It's not really a Sephiroth. Okay. Well, the Bina and the Chakma and the Ketur are all connected, right? But there's a gap between those three and the other, you know, Sephiroth of the Tree of Life at the bottom, like Nazak, Yod, Melkut, let me see, Yesod, Kesod, or something like that. Kesed, man, I dropped the ball on remembering them. Yeah, sure did. Anyway, so basically what happens here is that when you go through the dark night of the soul, you know, and this is correlated with spiritual warfare. It's very important. When you go through the dark night of the soul, you're ascending, right? In order to ascend, you have to come to terms with everything you've ever done with yourself in life. You have to, you know, basically, when you're going to get to a point where you're going to be set in front of a mirror. Okay? Everything that you feel, you become. Okay? If you feel negative, you become negative. If you feel grateful, you become grateful. If you feel forgiven, you are forgiven. Okay? And that's the illusion of the Bina. Okay? That's how the Bina works. Because the thing is that we are so used to externalizing everything and, you know, accusing everything on things in our outside or external nature, that we don't normally take responsibility for what's within us. Okay? So the Bina is a mechanism set in place for us to judge ourselves. Okay? Because God figured the worst judge that you can have here on earth is yourself. Your family, your friends, and all of that, they can all judge you, okay? But the Chinese have this saying where when it comes to judgment, it's like when you judge someone, judge with another's heart. Well, see with another's eyes, feel with another's heart, and understand with another's mind, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what the Bina is. You know what I'm saying? Only it's you trying to understand yourself in your own mind. Okay. So what ends up happening here is in the Bina, it's really easy for people to get lost. It's really easy for people to lose themselves, because we get caught up in these, like, basically our bodies is just a vessel. Okay, that's all it is. It's a vessel that's passing by. Okay, we are the energy within the vessel. Okay, so with that being said, as we're passing through life, we accumulate all this experiences that happen to us, all these things that happen to us, and those things that happen to us, all those things that happen to us essentially becomes a part of us, because we allow it to, or, you know, it just, you know, it becomes a part of us some kind of way. Okay, so basically with the Bina, it's like when you are in a circumstance where it's like when you are in a circumstance where it's like, you know, You want to move forward in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, or when you are trying to ascend, basically what happens is like, you're going to go through this dark night of the soul where you're going to pick yourself apart, okay? All the negative energy, all the things you've done wrong, all the things you've done right, all the stuff that happened to you in your life, all the things other people done to you, all of that, okay? It's all gonna come in, right? It's all of it. You got to fight with all that shit, right? So basically when that happens, it's like you got two options. Either you can accept what happened or you can reject it. You can accept responsibility for your part in playing, your part or the role that you played in that. Like, okay, you know what, you're right, you know, whatever, my fault, right? Or you can reject it and say, look, that wasn't, like, not necessarily it wasn't me, but that didn't have anything to do with me. Maybe that was somebody else's darkness. You see what I'm saying? That's just like with abuse, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It's not always your problem or your fault that abuse happened to you. Sometimes it's that abuse is a reflection of somebody else's soul, and that they're imprinting onto you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the Bina is all about. It's about expression of the soul, expressions of the soul that's being imprinted onto you. Okay? Because I did this video before, I'm gonna do something different, and I'm gonna pull different cards to help speed it up a little bit, right? When it comes to the Bina, it's like, you remember how we talk about the light at the end of the tunnel? Well, that's what the Chakma is, okay? The Chakma, the light is enlightenment. It's at the end of the tunnel. And in order to get to that light at the end of the tunnel, you know, you have to go through the bridge, which is Dayat, knowledge, information, understanding, okay? You have to come to understanding of yourself, the way you think, the way you've done things in your life. That understanding, guess what? Leads you to enlightenment, okay? And what happens is you take what you learn from the Bina and you put it, you use it in the outside world. And the way that you do that is like, say that you were insecure about something. Like, say you're insecure about your face. What? Okay, I don't know where the fuck that came from, but okay. So say that you're insecure about your face, right? And you got these dark entities in there like, oh, look at that face this, that face that. That's a hell of a face. Nice face. Look like your neck stepped in something. There's a pill for that. Right? So all this negative shit start coming out, right? And you know, it start wearing you down, tearing you down and shit like that. And you're just like, well, maybe I do have a baby beard. Oh my God. Maybe my dimples are a little too close. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, you get the idea, right? So, oh boy. Okay, so what ended up happening is, the more you feed off of that energy, the more you feel like ungrateful, the more ungrateful you become, okay? And when that happens, it's like those entities start feeding off of it, because their job is to create resistance within you, okay? They're going to create resistance within you. They want to create mental, emotional, mental, emotional, and spiritual resistance in you, so that you'll be conflicted with yourself, so that they can feed off of that, your light, your energy. You know what I'm saying? Your light. Because the Bina is like absent of light. It has an absence of light. Okay? It's like being in a vacuum in space. Okay? It's like being in a black hole. Okay? Where there's entities there that's just trying to drain the hell out of you. And until you come to terms with who you are and what you are, it's designed to drain off. Basically, it's designed for those entities to bring out things that you're insecure about, because in a sense it's baggage. It's just baggage. And once you come to term with it and you learn to release that baggage, that Bina becomes like a black hole and absorbs all of that baggage. And then you're so light that you can escape out of that darkness, out of that black hole, and into the light. You see what I'm saying? I guess that's the best way to put it. I think I explained it better this time than I did the first time around. I was like, but anyway, yeah, and you know what? When you like, I believe that the Bina is and the Chakma is connected to the fifth dimension. I mean, it's connected to the twin flame conundrum, right? Because what happened is like, and the zero, like I'm gonna put it in terms of dimensions, okay? I'm gonna say like there's a zero dimension, first dimension, second, third dimension, which is where we live now. Then there's a fourth dimension, and then there's like a fifth dimension, right? It'll make sense in a minute. Now say that when it comes to densities or dimensions, let's say that the zero density or dimension is nothingness or all encompassing, and it represents a period in space or a dot in space, a point in space. So imagine a point in space. That right there would be the zero dimension, because everything is all encompassing, everything is connected, nothing is just outside of itself, everything is connected, everything is within itself, everything is itself, right? Next, imagine in the first dimension, that would be like plants, and the zero dimension would be like energy. You know what I'm saying? Because energy connects us all. We are not separate from energy. It cannot be altered, cannot be destroyed, okay? Two would be, the first dimension would be more like the plant life. They, are born, they absorb light to grow, they have their fruit, they die, okay? That gives me the vibe of two dots in space, okay? 2 points in space, and when you connect them, you get what? A line, right? Okay, so it would be kind of like a line, and in the first dimension, what's introduced is time, okay? Oh, excuse me. The element of time, right? Time is introduced. In the second dimension, you get, the first dimension, you got the x-axis. And the second dimension, you got the x and the y axis, right? So you got time and you got space, okay? And if you were to look at this, it would make a plane, almost like a triangle or a square or a rectangle, because all these shapes have both time and space affiliated with it, right? And then the second dimension, it would be more like the animal kingdom, where they do have some kind of abstract thought, but not too much. It's more like they find ways to accomplish what they set out to do, like eat. Mostly everything is about survival, okay? Whereas the first dimension is all about living, the second dimension is more about survival. And the reason why is because you no longer are just absorbing light. Light is just given to you. Everything you need is just given to you. You just exist in the first dimension. In the second dimension, you have to go out and get what you need. You have to know you need certain stuff or you want certain things. There is some consciousness in there, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they're dumb, because I know some animals smarter than some people. No, I know that for sure. Okay, so in the third dimension, that's where we are. You got the x and the y and z axes, and you see that as the cube, right? Okay, so then you have the fourth dimension, right? Fourth dimension is where the magic takes place, because it's like magic. As within, so without. And the best way to explain that is say say that this is the square, right? Or this is like in the third dimension, like this would be like like a cube, okay? Because you got length, you got width, and you got depth. Okay, length, width, height. No, length, width, and height. Height. There it is. Length, width, and height. Okay. In the fourth dimension, the measurements that you get is length. You know, length, width, height, and you get depth. Okay. Depth would be what's inside of this. So it would be like that. See how it concaves in? That would be depth. Okay. And yeah, I keep my my Palo Santo in here because I don't be wanting the shit. I don't be wanting the shit to burn up everywhere. Okay. Now, this is why depth is important. Okay. Say that. Say that this is. Oh man, I'm trying to keep it from glaring. Say that this is the third dimension, XYZ axis. This right here, behind it will be kind of like the. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to do it the other way. Anyway, you got this, like say that this was like a cube, like right here, like a cube, like third dimension. And then this is like a bigger cube, like on outside and around that cube is a bigger cube, right? So you got a big cube and a small cube in the inside that is connected to the outside cube. All the corners of this outside cube is connected to all the corners on the inside cube, okay? So basically what happens is as this, like, you know, as far as like manifestation, that small cube is what our intentions and what we think our energy, frequency, and vibration is, right? And we project it out into the world. As it projects out into the world, it becomes big, like the square, like the it becomes big like the cube that it was inside of. Only this cube here gets small, right? And then it comes, and then it goes inside of that small cube. I mean, it becomes a small cube and goes inside the new big cube, and then it just keeps doing that. If that makes any sense, I did this video already, and you know. So anyway, what happens is that's the fourth dimension. Now with the fifth dimension, what I believe happened is those cubes. Remember how they were connected, where it's like. Okay, say that this is the small cube and this is the big cube, and the small cube goes, the small cube becomes the big cube becomes a small cube and goes inside this cube. Okay, now that's the fourth dimension. Now with the fifth dimension, I believe that they split apart and they both become equally big cubes. Okay, now I believe that has to do with the twin flame conundrum. And I believe that those fifth dimensional connections are connected by quantum entanglement, right? Well, that's the same thing I was saying about Bina and Chakma. And there was one in the middle called the dyad. That dyad is the quantum entanglement between the two, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like quantum entanglement, okay? And you're gonna have the reason why I brought up the twin flame was because it's like when it came to twin flame, what's the name, twin flame or whatever, the way I seen it was, or the way I understand it is like you were both a body and a soul together, right? You were a body and a soul together, a consciousness and a subconsciousness together, right? Masculine and feminine energy together, right? Yeah. And you know, like in nuclear fission or nuclear fission, when you split a cell in half, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of energy in between that. You know? That's why when twin flames come together and they manifest together, there's a lot of energy because it's nuclear fusion. Them being split apart from the fourth dimension is nuclear fission. Them coming back together is nuclear fusion. Okay. Now, just give me a minute. Let me think about how I want to put this. Okay, so one half of the soul is going to be more logical, and the other half of that soul is going to be more emotional or intuitive. One is going to be to represent the left brain, one is going to represent the right brain, right? But when they come together, they are strong like the pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They come together and they're strong, or they have this ability to manifest almost anything there is, like the pineal gland, you know? So anyway, what I'm getting at here is that one half of the brain is logical. One half of the brain is intuitive or artsy. The part of the brain that is more logical has to learn intuition and learn to think with its heart. And the part that is all heart has to learn to think with its mind, logical. So when you are on a twin flame journey and you do have to go through the dark night of the soul, there's a chance that one of you may get stuck in there. Like, oh, some real shit, one of y'all might get stuck in there, because what happens is the one that is logical usually is the one that gets stuck, because there's a lot of mind games going on in the Bina, the dark night of the soul, the Bina, okay? A lot of mind games, a lot of things making this person feel guilty, making them feel ashamed of different stuff, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, just all kind of shit. But when they come out, what helps them get out is when the other twin flame, the one that is intuitive, the heart and stuff like that, once they pass through, either relay information back to that other half, or give that other half unconditional love and mercy. And that right there will draw that other half out. You know what I'm saying? Because in a Bina, like I said, like whatever you think you become. You are your own worst critic. If you consume yourself, if you allow yourself to be consumed by dark thoughts and emotions and experiences that, you know, you should have let go of, or that what had nothing to do with you at all, guess what? It's like, you know, you're stuck. No way to get out, okay? And when you do, you know, if you do get out, you know, it's gonna be rough, okay? That's why, like, when it comes to the dark night of the soul, it's like you are your own worst critic. If you can forgive yourself, and when you learn to forgive yourself, you learn to forgive others, okay? And you know, it's like, when you learn to forgive yourself, you learn how to forgive others. How you treat yourself inevitably is how you're going to treat other people. If you feel good about yourself, you generally treat others good. If you don't feel so well about yourself, you're going to treat others bad. And once you learn that about yourself, you're going to come out of the Bina and you're going to externalize that information, that wisdom. And then it becomes a thing where it's like you are no longer like focused on people. Like, people are exposing themselves to you, basically. Because when somebody comes up to you and they're fake with you, it doesn't bother you or upset you anymore. You just like, okay, so this person isn't even real with themselves. How can I expect this person to be real with me? They can't be real with themselves. They come to you with bitterness or angry and bitter and stuff like that. This person has resentments that they had in their own life. This doesn't have anything to do with me. This has everything to do with the experiences that this person had. This person's experience in life and how they feel about themselves. They're mad at themselves for something that they didn't do right. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Those who are like rude or upset, or, you know, just a long list. Okay? Had nothing to do with you. This is how they do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did put some cards in the first reading, and I'm gonna go back over them. The first card that I pulled was the Devil card. This is important when it comes to the Dark Night of the Soul. You're like, if you have addictions and habits and stuff like that, you're being asked to moderate those or to release them altogether. You're going to re-examine your habits. You're going to re-examine your thoughts, your processes and stuff like that. And you need to break, you know, you're going to have to learn how to break free from different stuff, because if not, that right there is going to keep you from being able to use 100% of your power to break through. Think of the Bina as being being a black hole. If that black hole is keep absorbing all your energy and information, all your energy, it's going to be real hard for you to break free. The only way you can break free is if you go on full force to get out of that motherfucker, right? Next, you got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, Page of Sword in reverse. I don't know what's that Page of Pentacles. Basically, what this happened is you're going to have a lot of misconceptions about yourself. You're going to think ill about yourself. You're going to hear a lot of stuff coming up in your mind, telling you how you're not worthy, how, you know, how you don't deserve certain stuff or whatever. I told him to kiss my ass. I'm telling you, man. I'll tell him in a minute. I don't know. But anyway, when you are dealing with something like this, or an entity telling you that you're lesser than, all you have to do is just say, you know what? You're right. That right there diffuses the situation. You're going to have to learn how to use tactics to diffuse situations. You're going to have to learn how to do that. Because if you don't, you're going to be trapped with an entity that's going to constantly keep sending shit your way and try to keep you conflicted, is what it is. Their job is to keep you conflicted. The longer you're there, the more they can feed off of you, okay? The more energy, the longer it takes for you to accomplish your goals. Look at this. You're going to think about projects and stuff that you started that you didn't finish. You're going to think about stuff, all the stuff that, or where you should be in life, where you aren't and where you should be in life. You're going to have that conception of, oh, I should have did this by now. I should have did that by now. You're a motherfucking lie. You are where you were supposed to be. That's something that you have to understand when it goes to the Dark Night of the Soul. You are where you're supposed to be, okay? Next, bow. Love offers. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be strains on your relationships. There's going to be, you know, it's going to be even difficult for you to even love yourself fully or thoroughly like you want to love, okay? It's going to make you feel like you are undeserving of love. It's going to make you feel a lot of things, a lot of conflicts about love. It may even take what you experience in love and use against you, okay? But one thing you need to know is that when it comes to love and love offers, like, you be kind with yourself. Give yourself room to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. That's what makes us human. Being with flaws, having flaws, that's what makes us human. You know what I'm saying? You don't get caught up in that perception of being perfect and all that shit. Ain't shit perfect out here. Anything that's considered perfect is imperfect. I'm just gonna be real with you. Next, you're gonna have, the only way to get out is to live your truth, experience your truth. I'll put this in the other video, and you know what? I'm not finna go back over this shit about the Page of Swords and stuff like that. Cause you know what? I'm gonna touch up on this one more time. So this right here is about, like I said, misinformation, right? Being led astray. Okay? You need to be careful about that. False information and stuff like that. Especially in terms of, like, you know, what you believe, okay? This right here is going to encourage you to become the wisdom, become your wisdom. You're going to, like, remember I was telling you, like, you might encounter somebody after you get out the Dark Night of the Soul. You're going to encounter somebody off the street. They're just going to be so mad, and they're going to talk to you in kind of way, call you all kind of slurs or whatever, and you're just going to be like, you know what? Normally I would bust you in the motherfucking mouth, but I know this ain't got nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with you. You know what I mean? Like, this don't have anything to do with me. This has everything to do with you. This card is about understanding and being understood. Okay? Because you understand yourself, it is easy for you to understand others. When others feel understood, you are understood. That's the mirroring effect of the Bina. Okay? And then next, if you're a Christian, you don't question it. If you, it don't matter what religion or what you believe in, you're gonna question everything you ever believed in, spiritually, religiously, everything, rules, everything. You gonna question everything, okay? And that's normal. That's normal. That's normal. You gonna go through, like, for me, when I went through mine, I went through this thing where I was like questioning Christianity. Okay, and I am a Christian. I'm gonna be honest with you. I question everything about Christianity. The contradictions that came up. Excuse me. The questions of why all these whys and why, because some stuff just didn't make sense, right? Some stuff made sense. Some stuff just didn't fucking make sense. And then it was just like. Then some stuff was just like conspiracy theories and shit, and it just had me looking at God like, why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, the morals, values, and virtues that no longer serve you are going to fall away. So if you are a fake Christian, 9 times out of 10 when you come out of this shit, if you come out of it, you may be, stronger in religion, or there's a chance that you may just find something altogether different that you might follow. That's just the truth of the matter. Okay? Woo! Last time it took me a fucking hour to say all of that, okay? So right now I'm just gonna try to recap to make sure I didn't forget anything. I guess the dimensions and the densities kind of, was kind of off or whatever. But basically, those are the evolutions that we go through. Like when we go through like spiritual evolution, basically what it is, the densities. Like you start off in a zero density where you're all encompassing, you're connected, you are the energy itself. Then second, you are entering the time continuum. Then you are entering the space continuum, the time and space continuum. And then you have time, space, and not depth, but basically you're entering into consciousness, okay? And then in the 4th dimension, you're understanding how subconscious energy works, okay? Now in the 5th dimension, remember I told you that those 2 cubes break apart, okay? I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. They could be rotating. They could have like concaves, and it could be like all concaved in and shit like that, and they could be like coordinating with one another. But that's what the quantum entanglement is, okay? And that quantum entanglement is what keep twins connected, like twin flames connected. That's what it's called, quantum entanglement. That's what keep those 2 things connected, you know what I mean? And that quantum, the cord that keeps them connected is considered to be the dyad. That's what the dyad is, okay? It's an invisible connection, but in a tree of life, they said that there's 10, not 8, 10, not, well, it's 10, not 9, 10, not 11, but 10 Sephiroth. And I believe that is like that because the dyad is probably you connecting to that other twin and getting information from them, and y'all just passing it back and forth like that. You see what I'm saying? Y'all just passing information back and forth. Y'all passing love, information, all kind of shit. I think it's awesome, but me myself, I had to let my twin flame journey go because like my twin is like, I wasn't my twin's type. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody type. I get that. I can handle that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that why put yourself through all this suffering when you got somebody here who genuinely loves you and want to be there for you and help you get you through that? So I said, you know what? I'll just back the fuck up. You found you somebody who, or there's certain person that you want to love you. That's fine by me, but I'm not finna be no second rate nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna do that shit. I ain't finna just be sitting around and I really want, no, fuck that. Fuck the journey, fuck all that shit. I'll find me somebody else, and if you need healing or some shit, you can catch one of these fucking videos and call it a goddamn day. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But yeah, those who go through the Bina, Dark Night of the Soul too, some people have developed disorders like personality disorders, mental, emotional disorders, stuff like that, as coping mechanisms to help them get through, you know, the Bina. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was some people that had like schizophrenia, some bipolar, some dissociative identity disorder, some personality disorder, anti-personality disorder, narcissism. Like, it's because the thing is that it really put a strain on your soul when you know, judge yourself that heavily. The hardest person, like I was saying, like, you know, it's only two people, or yeah, basically two judgments that hurt the most. Okay, that's your judgment against you and God's judgment against you. Okay, those are the only two that hurt the most. But everybody else say, yeah, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, it may control some people. But at the end of the day, when you learn to judge yourself, it don't matter what a motherfucker tell you. It don't matter what a motherfucker think about you. It ain't gonna matter. You can tell them to kiss your ass. You swear words, swear words, swear words, swear word. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. So the next lecture that I'm gonna do, well, the next part of spiritual warfare. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That's what I missed. Okay, so how this all correlates with spiritual warfare. Okay, so in spiritual warfare, this correlates with spiritual warfare because, like, you know, when you are battling lesser entities or darker entities or heavier, more dense entities and stuff like that, or someone sending spiritual work your way, or negativity and all of that other stuff that's been going on, when they send all of that your way, it's gonna basically cause you to doubt yourself until you re-enter into the dark night of the soul. Once you are in the dark night of the soul, all that other insecure shit you're insecure about comes out and start attacking you. Okay, so that's why it's important to come to terms with that. Once you go through the dark night of the soul, once you come out on the other side, you'll be virtually unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? What people think about you won't fucking matter. What people, you know, do to you, it won't fucking, you know, bother you like it normally do. You know, have a cool head. You know how to handle shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot different. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not for everybody. Okay, so, you know, if it's for you, it'll happen to you, or for you, it'll happen for you. But if it's not for you, then it's not gonna happen for you. Okay, and it's best to keep it that way. You are gonna around, and for those that don't know when this happens, because I think, you know, I kind of like analyzing and shit, you know what I'm saying? So normally about the time that you have your Saturn return, wherever Saturn is in your chart, in your natal chart, by the time Saturn returns to the same place that it was when you were born, you will be engaging in spiritual warfare. Okay, and engaging in that spiritual warfare means that you will be going through the dark night of the soul. Okay, because the Bina is governed by Saturn energy. It's governed by Saturn energy. Okay, and it's about the lessons that you learned in life. And one of the lessons that you need to learn in life, one of the lessons that's got to be learned is to forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? Learn to walk away, let some stuff go. My life has been a hell of a lot easier with that shit. As you can tell, I'm just too lazy to give a fuck sometimes. I'm too lazy. They're like, oh, this and that happened. I'm just like, oh, really? Sucks to be you. We gotta, no the fuck we don't. I'm telling you, no the fuck we don't. You can go do that shit. I'll keep my black ass in the house. Alright, so let's see what other information that I could have missed. Okay, lovers. Okay, so like I said about the twin flame connection right here, the reason, another good thing about this is that it helps you create high vibrational energetic connections with other people. Okay, I'm telling you, like, Lord, once you go through this shit, this shit right here, once you go through that, guess what happens? Once you go through it, you'll become whole. Okay, you become a wholesome person. And by you becoming a wholesome person, you're going to be attracting people to you that are also wholesome. And you're going to be attracting people who are fragmented, that needs or desires to be something to you. So you're going to be attracting all kind of people. It's going to be all kind of people going to be attracting themselves to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shut this. I'm going to stop right here because my battery's getting ready to die. I love y'all all. Take it easy. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna surprise y'all tomorrow about the next one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right, love y'all all. Peace. Take it easy. The heavyweight lover is out the house.